Hi everyone, I'm Jadie. Welcome back to my channel. I've got my niece here, Matilda.
Hi.
And we're going to do some coffee dyeing together because we're both making some Mythical Beast journals and we want to have vintagey looking papers, so we thought we'd come outside and show you my method of how I coffee dye. And forgive us for the noises of cars or anything because we are outside and people hammering or brush cutting. And alright, so it's slightly different to what I do at home, but this is pretty much exactly what I do in terms of the dunking and things and the coffee and water and stuff. So what we want is a good amount of coffee. Just get rid of the grass in there. And this isn't the kind of coffee I use. I just use cheap coffee, like the cheapest brand I can get. But I'm just going to put about 5 spoonfuls in there to start us off. And then I've got some hot water here, a jug of hot water, and I'm just going to tip that in.
Or warm in our case.
Or my niece is going to tip that in because I can't do that one-handed. And don't tip it all in. Stop. Yeah, that's it.
It's going to go downhill.
And we're on a hill, so maybe is there like a rock or something we can prop it up with?
Yeah, I'll go for this.
Okay.
Hey, can you use the baking paper?
We've got baking paper that might prop it up a little bit. All right.
There we go.
That's propped up quite a lot, isn't it? Okay,
Yeah.
we maybe don't need it propped up that much.
Yeah, I'll go.
I've got a shoe. Use my shoe.
Alright.
So, here we go. Just use the base of it. Yeah, that's better. Alright, so, sorry about the shadows. We'll get rid of this. So, you don't need hot water. I've done this with cold water before, but hot water just
Helps it disintegrate.
helps, the coffee disintegrate more. Oh yes, and my niece is reminding me, before I start coffee dyeing, I'm going to take off my rings. Because I've made that mistake before. So take off all your rings and your bits and pieces. So, well, I've already got coffee on my hands. Let me just wipe that on the grass. Alright, can you take off my ring for me?
Yes, I may. Yeah, we'll get that later.
Sorry. And then these two as well. Here, give them to me. I'll put them over on my other shoe.
They're stuck. Okay. Do you want me to?
Yeah, alright, she's going to hold it. Got my assistant here. Alright, grab another ring. Oh no, yeah, I'll grab it. There's my one. Another. Alright, so I'm going to try and get this level because, we want it kind of flat.
So it can coffee dye the whole paper.
Alright, and now my niece is going to hold the camera while I show you my method, and then I'm going to get her to do some coffee dyeing next. Did my face get on film then? I'm just going to put a bit more in. Okay, make sure you look at it though while you're filming. This looks like it might be very dark. It looks like my sister-in-law's coffee is very high quality, and so it might be very, very dark to start off with. So I'm grabbing my paper and I just soak it in. Very quick. I kind of drain it on the sides of the tray and then pop it down to dry.
Please make sure there's not folded, otherwise there's going to be like crinkles in your paper.
And that's as quick as it is. So you just, as long as it's all covered and as long as you've got enough coffee in the water, you don't need to leave it in there forever. So when I first did this, I would soak it in there for a long time to let it really soak up the colour. But if you've already got lots and lots of colour in the water, you don't need to do that. You can just quickly pop them in and take them out. And if I was at home, the way I would do this would be inside And instead of laying them all out like this, I've got this wooden board, this large wooden board, and I would just lay them on top of each other. So I'll just give you an example. Do you want to show over there so they can see? I literally just lay them on top of each other. I thought they would stick together, but they don't.
Because it is just paper but wet.
So it dries overnight. If it's a really hot day inside the house, it can dry in an hour. But if I layer them up, I lay them up like with 40 pages on top of each other kind of thing. Okay, maybe not 40, maybe 20 pages on top of each other, spread out across the whole board. And they just keep drying. Like, it might take longer to get through to the bottom layer to dry, but I just take off the top few layers once they're dry, leave the rest there. So yeah, I just keep layering them up so that way it doesn't take up much space. If you have the space, of course, the thinner your layers of paper, the quicker it will dry, of course. So just pop in all your papers like this and lay them out to dry. And that's the trick, I suppose, just put in enough coffee that you don't have to leave it in there for long, and it will soak it up. If you can have it lighter, of course, so we could add more water to make it lighter, or the opposite way, we could add more coffee to make it darker. So I'm going to stop this so that my niece can have a go, her first turn coffee dyeing, and we're going to swap. So I'll take over the camera and she will grab her pages for her journal and she will start coffee dyeing. And then later on we will show you the completed journals. Do you want to tell them a bit about the journal you're making?
Well, I'm making a journal for one of my best friends. He's been asking for one for a while, but I didn't know what to do. I said to him to give me a couple suggestions, and he said to do it like dragons and monsters. So Auntie Uni had a couple drawing books with dragons and things like that. I found a book with a map in it, you'll probably see later. That was really cool, so I ended up making a monster journal for him. So
awesome. And he wanted vintage look to it, didn't he?
yeah, so that it's, because whenever there's a movie or a book or like a video, it's always, the dragons are always based in the Viking times, and Vikings always have old maps and things like that, so
alright,
yeah.
And so my nephew's just come out. Do you want to say hi, Gibby?
Hi!
And do you want to show this, Tilda? So if it puddles up, I just kind of tip it down like this. You can leave it and then we'll get these really dark patterns on it. It will just take longer to dry.
Yeah.
Alright, so I will hand over to my niece and she's going to do the next lot of coffee dyeing.
Yeah.
Alright, ready? Wait, I'm just going to dry my hands first, don't I? We should have brought out a paper towel. Hang on. Does that sink work?
No, it's not
No.
even a sink.
Alright, so this is not a professional video at all. It's just a come and join along with us video. So, I'm just going to dry my hands on some baking paper. Alright, so Tilda, do you want to grab your papers?
Getting the grass off coffee dye. So you don't want grass coffee dyed paper.
So it's like a step into our little process of making journals. Hope you're having fun and hope you're crafting along with us as we just take you with us.
I want my papers to dry a little bit faster, so I'm going to try to spread it out.
Okay, sounds good. Well, we've got the sun here, we're outside as well, so hopefully they will dry quick in the sun.
Yeah.
And we've got daylight savings down here, so we've got extra sun to make the most of.
If you're coffee dyeing your paper and you get some coffee on your paper that hasn't been coffee dyed yet, it doesn't matter if it dries, because when you re-coffee dye it, it'll get wet.
Alright, and I'm going to move mine over this side so that you can... Do you want to lift it up for a second? Lift it up in the air? Because I'm going to move these over here and pop them over here. So that way yours are... it's all going to get coffee dyed. My nephew's like, oh no, one of the pages has coffee spills on it, but we're going to dunk it in the thing, aren't we?
Yeah.
Did you say hi, Gibby?
Hi. Hi,
This is my nephew Gibson, who's come out to watch us coffee dyeing. So it's a very nice sunny day out here. Hopefully these won't take too long to dry. I'm going to spread mine out a bit while...
Why is so much wasps?
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
My nephew just asked why there's so many wasps.
Apparently that's common in Australia.
So yeah, like I said, not a professional video here. We've got lots of whispering going on behind the camera. And I'm not sure if my face got shown on the camera before, because we're just going about our process.
Do you want me to spread them all out?
I'm going to leave that in the corner.
Nah, it's alright, Gibby. Thanks anyway.
Coffee dye.
It's fine. Oh, an envelope. I didn't... You're going to include 2 envelopes, are you?
Yeah, I'm going to include a couple, so... He's got lots of pockets to put things about.
Bye, Gibby!
And a little floaty.
Oh, and see this? So we coffee dyed some envelopes just then, and now we're going to coffee dye a CD pocket here.
And we're going to leave that in because it's coloured, so it's going to keep on going while that's on its way.
Gibby is just running across. So yeah, I love doing this at home because up in Queensland it's really hot weather, and I can just get my wooden board, stack them all up layer upon layer upon layer upon layer. Like I can do 200 plus papers at a time using just that board, stacking them all up. And yeah, like I said, I'll just keep lifting off the top layers once they're dry, and then over a day or 2 all of them will dry in the end.
In the end.
Yeah, because I stack them up a lot, like I coffee dye a lot at a time, so I layer the papers up so tall on the board. But I do have to be careful, I don't want to layer them up too much because otherwise the board soaks through and the coffee solution soaks through the papers, through the board and onto my floor of my room, so I don't want that. But I do have a tile floor, so it's no issue me coffee dyeing in my room. I just do it on my floor because I just wipe it up with a wiper and it comes off easy. So, but doing it outside is fun too. I can't do it outside in Bowen though because it's windy. I tried it once and it didn't go well. I was chasing paper all over. But my room works really well because I just put the ceiling fan on and yeah, like I said, leave it overnight. And I love that you can layer it up, and just kind of emphasizing that point, just layer upon layer, because you don't need much space then. I used to do it where I laid it all out of my bedroom floor, just single layer, and I would rotate them and I would put them, once they dried pretty quick, but I'd be always going around my room putting stuff down, picking them up when they're drying, put down another one, and it just was too much. It was exhausting. And now that I found this method that I can just layer them, I just do it all in one go and then wait, overnight until everything's dry. Much easier on my back. It saves a lot of time if I just layer it up like that. And I have floor space now, so I can still walk around my room. And yeah, like I said, it's really quick. You just put it in the solution, put it out straight away. You're not waiting or anything, and then put it out to dry.
Do you think the yellow paper should be?
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Because I want it like that. Remember that one? Mum and Georgia did for the wedding journal.
Yeah, nah, that'll be fine.
If you haven't already, probably you should go look at that journal. That is a really cool journal.
Yeah, so that's the journal that we made for a friend's brother's wedding. There's a wedding journal. We can link that below if you want. And see all that? There's grassy bits in the coffee dye, but that's all right.
Half expected it.
We're outdoors, so usually that wouldn't happen.
Usually you wouldn't have to worry about that. But
Gonna put some more water in because we're running low.
yeah.
You're right.
Gonna re-coffee dye that one because I may have just put my arm in it.
And I'm just gonna put another spoonful of coffee in.
They're already drying like.
Yeah, because we're out in the sun and my niece is doing them single layer, they dry real quick. So yeah, just taking you along with when this video gets to half an hour, my camera cuts out. So if it takes that long, we'll just keep rolling and just, yeah, hope you're enjoying watching us. I don't know. Watching us while you craft, and hopefully it gave you a few tips as well and a method to try.
It's so hot, my hair's burning.
Alright, it's a little bit hot out here as my niece is saying because we are right in the sun, but hopefully that means our paper's dry real quick, and we're hoping that we can finish our journals off by tomorrow. Oh, you've done all yours?
Yeah.
Alright, my niece has finished dyeing all her paper, so I've just got to do mine.
I'm just gonna go around
And yeah, if you do want them to dry quicker as well, I separate the layers and I turn the pages upside down.
looking really, really good.
Looking really good? You want to turn all yours upside down, Tilda, and it will dry quicker?
95% of mine is like already dry.
Yeah. So if we're lucky, they might dry
That's nice.
by tonight, so that we could maybe even make the journals today or tonight.
That would be good. Mine are either half dry or getting dry. Well, that one looks cool.
Alright, this is actually going to be the same, and I'm struggling filming one-handed, so I'm just going to stop the video now. And yeah, we'll see you later when our journals are finished. You want to say bye?
Bye, guys.
We'll see you soon. Bye.